Hey, Chalk Chickadees. Hello again. This is Grace from Chalk Couture with the Comfy Nest. I am going to be working on a couple of home decor projects, and I'm going to be using patterns to just jazz them up a little bit. So we'll get started as soon as I can make sure that the live feed is working. You can help me out by saying hello. That helps me to know that it's working, as long as activity keeps happening, meaning you can see me, I can see you, I can see your comments, then I know everything's working right. So make sure you say hello when you come on. The other thing is, hey Heather, hey Janet, thanks for saying hi. Thank you guys, that's so helpful. The other thing is, when you say hi, it gives you the opportunity to have your name entered in the prize basket. Okay, so with every 25 viewers that we get, I'm gonna put names in the prize basket. Somebody will be getting happy mail from me. Okay, did you see this project from the other day? I really love this project. I am so pleased with the way it turned out. You ever just like be totally cheesed with something? I'm totally cheesed about this project. Look at this. How cute. Look at my little bird. I am loving the little birds from the Feathered Friends collection, and this is the set that you Comfy Nest monthly kit subscribers, this is the one that you're getting. Thank you, Janet. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. That's not what this is all about, but I really love this, you guys. And I'm psyched that you guys are getting this set, because I think these little birds can just be used. I used them on my banners the other day that I hung on my mantle, and I used them on this project. I just wanted to show this because this was the most recent project that I did. For those of you that didn't see it, when this live is over, sometime when you're just bored looking for something to do, you can pull up that this video, this live demo, and check that one out. I love it. It's so cute. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Hey, Edna. Hello, and welcome. Okay, so here's what I got today. Let me put this guy aside. So I have a couple of conundrums, like things I just can't figure out what to do with them. So one of them, let's see, which one should I start with? This one, I guess. You guys know I'm also a Build-A-Cross affiliate, so I get a lot of the Build-A-Cross cutouts, wood cutouts. And this is one, it's a sunflower. It's adorable, right? It's a sunflower. This one has the lines on it, so you can paint by line. It's plain on one side, and it does have the lines on the other side. I have painted this over and over again, probably 3 times. I just cannot, the colors, I just can't get it together. I cannot get this thing to work for me. I have tried several times. So I am going to chalk on it. I am going to use, and I was trying to decide patterns. I was thinking the herringbone pattern. I'm going to do something on the leaves, not leaves, the petals of the flower. And then in the middle, I'm going to put a little phrase. I thought this would be really cute to hang downstairs. Downstairs, my boys' bedrooms are both down there, and their bathroom, and then there is an extra like living room, workout area. My son uses it as a workout area. It was meant to be a living room, but nobody really ever goes down there to watch TV. It had the Wii. They had a, we are not big game console people. 10 years ago, they got a Wii, and it still works, and every once in a while, they'll play like Mario Kart or something on it. So that is set up down there, but they're 13 and 14. They don't really do that anymore. They've kind of grown out of that, thankfully. Now they play games, like other kinds of games, like Minecraft and stuff, on their personal tablet or whatever. So anyway, that living room, I've never done anything with it. It's just, we moved in, and I never hung anything on the walls. So I thought this would be cute for down there. And I like that the sunflower, you know, with spring, summer season coming in, I kind of like the idea of having that. So I was thinking I could find a little phrase to put in the middle and just embellish and kind of design the petals, but I'm trying to decide which pattern to go with. So maybe you can help me with that. Hey, Cheryl. Hello. Hey, Tammy. All right. So I'm thinking herringbone, polka dots might be cute. I'm thinking about all the patterns I used the other day. I have another project that I want to work on, and patterns might be it. So I'm going to grab, you'll see here, you're going to see a mess here for a minute, but I have hanging up all of the transfers that I haven't used yet, or that they're like upcoming. I may be using them soon. So I was kind of thinking of putting that phrase in the middle, but it's much too big. But I love that font and I love that phrase. Do what's right, not what is easy. And isn't that so, I was going to say apropos, like appropriate for COVID? Ugh. It is not easy to stay home. It is not easy. It's just not easy to, like your whole routine is up in arms, right? You're not going to the gym. You're not doing your morning coffee with your friends. Like all of the things that you normally do, you're not getting to do. But I have all these patterns here underneath that I'm also going to be using for something else. So these are the patterns that I have handy. And I think I'm going to be using these for something else, but this one's gorgeous and I haven't used it yet. I think that might be too fancy for it. I think like something more simple, like this is the house pattern. This is the house patterns and they're awesome. So these are another option. I like that one a lot. So you guys, I kind of know what I want to do. I just haven't decided which ones to use. Right, Sherry? Sherry says, especially at these times, it's so hard. It's so hard. I called my sister yesterday. I'll tell you a little story. I called my sister yesterday. She lives in Florida. She's the one I went on the cruise with. I haven't talked to her in like almost a week, which I don't like that, but it's just been busy. She's retired and at home, so I know she's home throughout the day, and it's not that she doesn't have other things to do, but she really can't do other things. Like she said, I've not been going to my doctor's appointment, but I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday morning. I called her and I said, what are you up to? And she said, I'm going to get my hair cut. I said, you're what? Can't go get your hair cut. She said, I feel so bad. She said, my stylist called me and told me all the precautions she's taken. She's going to wear a mask. She's been cleaning this. She's been cleaning that. I said, Kathy, you can't go. And my sister does have underlying medical issues. She's older than me, retired. So, I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, statistically speaking, from what they're telling us, that's not really a good idea. I said, I can't believe Florida hasn't closed them yet because in North Dakota, the salons, unfortunately, everything's closed right everywhere. It's terrible. And she was feeling so bad. She said, I can't cancel on her. I told her I was going to come. I said, Kathy, you can't go. I said, it's just not healthy for either one of you to go. Either one of you to go. So I finally convinced her. And I do feel bad. And she felt really bad because she said, well, this is her income. And I said, I know it's her income, but it's both of your health. And that's way more important right now because this thing is ugly. But anyway, I talked to her. She's the one who went on the cruise with me. And she's home and she doesn't have, she's staying home other than this last appointment that she had on her calendar. She's not been going to her doctor's appointment. So I said to her, oh, you're not going to go to the doctor's, but you're going to go to the hairdresser? I was giving her tough love yesterday. She's like, I know, I shouldn't go. I said, no, you should not be going. You are fine. You're beautiful just the way you are. Anyway, she has lots of time on her hand because she's retired. So this is the time when we can be doing all these crafty, fun things. That's kind of what I was getting at, is that now's the time to pull out all the projects that you have been thinking, I should really do something with that, and you haven't. Now's the time. And this is one of them. I have had this darn sunflower tooling around with me for literally months. I've had it for months, and I've painted it and didn't like it, repainted it, didn't like it, repainted it. Now's the time. So I was thinking two things. I could do just a pattern on every other leaf, because every other, not leaf, petal is big. So this one's the big petal, and then this one's cut down shorter with the cut lines. So I was thinking to use the big ones and leave the other ones yellow, or I could do the big ones and do a different pattern on the other ones. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to figure it all out right now. Kind of know I want to do something, but I'm not sure what. Why is it that my face is so itchy? I know I'm not supposed to touch my face. My husband said to me yesterday, you touch your face all the time. I've been watching your lives, and you do it all the time. I said, I don't know. That's the problem. You do it self-consciously. You're not even thinking about it. That's why y'all have to stay home, so you don't get the uglies on your hands and then transfer them to your face. Just stay home where it's safe. Your cozy little nest, your comfy little nest. Stay there. Stay safe. Don't let anybody in. Let's see who else is. Hi, Tracy. Tammy says, I've had to stay home now. I can get out and can't. Now that I can get out, I can't. Ugh. Just stay positive, Tammy. And it's okay to go outside, right? I see, my neighbors, I have a lot of neighbors who are walkers. They have dogs and they walk their dog every day. And it's so fun to see them walk by, sometimes twice a day. Some of our neighbors take their little pups for a walk. So people are still walking, like families. I see them walking together, like mom and kids. We have a mom who works at a school district, and she has a couple of high school kids, and they've been walking. I see them. So you can still get out. You just have to stay apart for right now physically. And thank God we have Facebook and Zoom and FaceTime and phone calls and all these other things that we can stay connected. Melissa says, I have to say all of your joy and positivity has helped me through all of this. I'm glad to hear that. That's why we're all here, right? It's why we do it together. Melissa says she likes the Frenchy one. I haven't used it yet. And I love this one because it has the birds. It's got these two big dominant birds here. And then it has the rooster, right? But it does have the Eiffel Tower, which always makes me think of my friend Downey, who loves Paris and the Eiffel Tower. So this would be very pretty, wouldn't it, on some of the leaves, because it's just the writing. So you guys tell me what you think. They shut West Virginia down, Jennifer says. Yes. Oh, Jennifer says, preach it. I had to give my sister some tough love. And as I was talking to her, I thought, she's a grown woman. She can do what you want. And I thought, heck no, she cannot. Because I said to her, you cannot afford to be sick, number one. You're down there all by her. She's down there all by herself. She has friends, but all of our family basically is up on the East Coast, Boston, New Hampshire, Delaware. I have a brother who lives in New York. They're all up there. I'm in North Dakota. She's down there by herself. I said, she lives alone. I said, what if you get sick? You can't even take care of yourself. No, bad idea. And it says, my doctor's office canceled all well visits until further notice. I couldn't believe that in Florida, they just canceled yesterday. I'm so shocked that it took them that long. Frenchie with the do what is right saying over it. Melissa, see, you're giving me thoughts. Keep them coming because I need the help. You could do some of the flowers you used on the banner. The modern floral. Ooh, why didn't I even think of that one? Cheryl, I have to pull out that big book. That's a good idea. We live in the country, so you can get outside every day in the country. Except today, you guys, we have 2 inches of snow already, and it's still coming down. They told us 5 to 10 inches. I'm like, what? That's not even a funny joke. It's not even funny. Reality. This would be great on a pillow. Yes, Margaret, I have seen some people use this on the 20 by 20 pillowcases with ink. And it's really beautiful, like the gold shimmer. It's really beautiful, but like grays and whites on a burlap pillow. It's just so pretty. So much to look at there. Okay, let's just, let me grab my big book, because I do have more patterns in there. I can't believe I didn't think of it. And I want to tell you, I have not done it yet. You guys, this book is big and it's heavy. I have not done it yet, but I just ordered another modern floral for myself. This one, because I used it on the banner. That was the first time that I used it, and I adore it. I love it. So I ordered another one for myself so that I can cut it down to smaller pieces. Because if I do use it on these flower petals, the flower petals are about that big. And it's really cumbersome to use this really big transfer on little things and keep taking it off and putting it back down to do the other ones. Like that's what I experienced the other day with the 5x7 banners. And by the way, can I tell you, if you didn't see the big announcements yesterday, Chalk Couture is doing all these fabulous things to lift up designers in our businesses and to lift up customers. The banners that I use, they come in 2 sizes. They come in 9x12 and they come in 5x7. I use the 5x7s with these, if you saw it the other day, to make that banner for my fireplace. The day that I made that, somebody asked me how much are the banners. You need 5 of them. How much are they? $6.99 a piece. I'm like, that's a little stiff, and you still haven't bought your ink, and you still have not gotten your transfers that you want. I mean, maybe some of you already have a supply, but I'm like, that's kind of steep. They just dropped the price, you guys. The price for those banners is now $4.99 for everybody, except Club Couture members. Those of you who are in my Club Couture, That's the $19.99 a month kit. They are $2.99 for you. Usually, when Chalk Couture has dropped the price on surfaces, it means that they're going away. And last night in a leadership call, the CEO told us, these are not going away, people. None of them are going away. We have simply, it's not a sale, they simply dropped the price on them. Because they know, kind of what I was thinking for you guys with the banners. I made this banner. It is beautiful. So many of you love it. And then someone asked how much they were, and I was doing the math for myself, and I'm thinking, that's kind of steep for to try to make yourself a banner. And they knew it. And so they've dropped the price on them so that it makes it affordable for you guys if you want to make something for your home that includes more than one banner, which is what most people are doing. So the price just dropped. It's $4.99 for regular. Club Couture members, they're $2.99 now. So go get yourself 5 banners. That makes so much more sense. And then you can use whatever patterns you have on hand. And you can cut your patterns. So I haven't used this pattern yet either. This one. This is really beautiful. It makes me think of like a big, huge great room with huge tiles and like them being designed. Really, it's really pretty, but this is too big of a design to put on my flower petals. So in my book, I've got my polka dots behind, the modern floral, and I was thinking polka dots. I have herringbone and buffalo plaid. I don't think that's right for this project. Let me just see if I have any others. I usually keep, oh, there's a big sunflower. There's my big buffalo plaid. I usually I try to keep my patterns together, but I have not been very good. Oh, here's another pattern piece. I forgot about this one. This one, this transfer, you guys, I think is in the last chance section on my site, meaning once they sold out, they're not bringing them back. And that means if they're in the last chance, it means there's low quantities. This one is cute. It has these little daisies on it. This one I'm going to pull out. And this one is, it has the cut lines because it's 4 different designs. So that's nice because you're working with a smaller section at a time. And that's what I'm saying about that big transfer. That's cute and very subtle. And that's really nice. Okay, we'll take that one out because that might be an option. I forgot I even had, I can't even believe I forgot about the modern floral. It's because I put it away. Some of these transfers have, see the trees, even though it's shaped like a tree, I could still use the tree patterns. I wouldn't use the Christmassy ones, but like that one, this one right here is just, this book is too heavy. It's going to knock everything on the floor. That is the only thing about the big book, you guys. Once you fill it, it gets heavy. This right here you could use. All right, I think I'm going the wrong way now. Hold on. Yeah, because we're going back. Oh, see here. These are all Christmassy. So that was a Christmas pattern set. It is really nice. So these ones are another one that you could use if you wanted. These are the pumpkins. I like that they're giving us just square patterns now because I'm just going to put that on the floor because it is really nice to just work with a smaller section. And so now they are making them a little smaller. Okay, we have all kinds of options. We just got to decide. Hi, Trish from Georgia. Hello, hello. Madeline, that's true. She said I could see that one on the bathroom wall, the big tile one. See, I'm touching my face, you guys. I'm so itchy. I don't know what it is. I think it's because we're not supposed to touch our face. I just want to like scratch. Ugh, it's terrible. Painful. Okay. Howdy, Susan. Thank you, Fran, for sharing. We are still getting snow. Jennifer says you're still getting snow? Question mark, question mark. I'm over it. Me too. All right, let's work on the flower then. Okay, so this I think is out because it's just straight lines. So the straight lines are out. We're not doing that. We're going to decide on the phrase at the end, but I do love this phrase for it. We'll put that there for later. We need to figure out, let me get this camera a little better angle for you. So this would be cute. I need you to vote, guys. I think I like this one because it's so subtle, right? It's just polka dots, but they're kind of scratchy. They're not perfect. And they're very tiny. So what if I did that? I love the idea of the French one. And I have the house patterns, which are very nice too. So let's look at the house patterns again. What if I did like lines and polka dots? I think if I'm going to put a phrase in the middle, I think it needs to be simpler and less busy than the French one. As much as I love the French one, I think I'm going to put that one aside. I think that so that the words show up appropriately, we need to go with something very simple. Like the herringbone and the dots look good together. So this is what I do. I have to lay it out because I'm such a visual person. If I'm going to use 2 different patterns, every other leaf, I need to see them together to know which ones I want. I do like those 2 together. It's kind of like being with, you know, not that I've done it my whole life, but when we did do our house over and we went to the cabinet lady, we kept like 85% of our cabinetry we kept and repainted, but we had to replace a couple of pieces and then the countertops. And she pulled out all these countertop samples and was laying them all over the place. All right. I think I'm going to go with these 2. I think, although I do like that. What do you think? All right, so herringbone with the dots, or what do you call this one? We'll just call it the house pattern with the dots. You vote. Herringbone with dots, house pattern with dots. I've got it narrowed down to that, and I'll let you guys vote. Makes it a lot easier. Yeah, the French words are too small, Jennifer. For this, I think you're absolutely right. Polka dot and daisies. Ooh, Melissa, polka dot and daisies. That's this one right here. Can you guys see? Now, if I switch you over. Polka dots and daisies, not redundant on a flower. House and dots. Hello, Connie from North Carolina. We're having a conversation, Connie, about which patterns to use on this sunflower. House and dots. House with dots. House with dots. Oh, renowned. Like this is house and dots. Everybody's saying house and dots. Okay. Herringbone, you lose. Loser. Hey, go away. You're not right for this job. So we're going to do the house and dots. I'm going to get this open up and just cut it out so it's ready to go. I'm going to try to use the same transfer a few times before I have to clean it. Oh, we've hit 25, you guys. We had 25 viewers, so I need to put a name in the basket. Woohoo! Make sure you say hello because it's the only way I know that you're here. The only way your name can go in the basket. At least say hello. You can just say hello, and I'm from North Dakota. I'm from wherever you're from. It is really fun to see where everybody is from. All right, let me open this one up. And I'm going to cut out the dots. I literally throw things on the floor. I just throw it aside. That's just how I do it. I'm putting, these are my A-size books. These have all my A-size transfers in them. I'm going to put that aside too. We will need this because there are maybe a couple of good options for the middle on this flower. It can be really fun to use Chalk Couture on other types of decor, not just plain black boards like we have, or white boards, plain palette boards. It is kind of fun to work it in on other kinds of things. So that's kind of what we're doing today. Hey, Angela from Chester, California. Welcome. All right, let me get this cut out, you guys. We did hit the 25 viewer mark. That is all because you guys are helping out. Every time someone hits the button, they come on board and they hit the button to share, then what happens is more people come on because naturally more people are going to see it because you shared it. And when more people come on, we have more viewers. There's more activity and more chatting, and in that it gets really fun because we have this little community chat, which I love. It's super fun to have your company while I'm crafting. Okay, that's what I do. I don't cut my backs. You'll probably see some designers, they cut the back with it. I don't like to do that. I like to keep my back intact. Oh, I'm taking off the wrong one. I was taking this. These are really cute though, those daisies, but that's not what we want. We want polka dots and we want the houses. So I'm going to grab the polka dots. This is so much more manageable, right? This tiny little one. I'm just going to put it down for a second. I'm not pressing it down. I need to grab my fuzzing cloth. I need to grab my squeegees. And I'm thinking just brown or gold or white. I don't know. You tell me what you think while I'm fuzzing. I haven't used either of these yet, so I need to fuzz both of them. You guys, this lighting thing just about drives me crazy. It just about drives me bananas. Can I just say for a minute? the light in this room keeps focusing like bright and then not bright and bright and then not bright. I have a ring light. It's not even on. There's a window to my left over here, which I love. The light is coming from the window and somehow the camera picks it up sometimes and then it loses it and then it picks it up and then it loses it. I just ordered a curtain for the darn thing. I don't have curtains on almost, well, I should say I don't have curtains on most of my windows. I like to be able to see the outside. We live in the woods, so it's not, a privacy thing really isn't an issue. And we have big, glorious windows in this house. When I moved into it, I said to my husband, I don't want any window treatments, but now this room needs a window treatment because I think that's what's messing with my camera. So I apologize. It drives me a little batty, so I can only imagine what it's doing for you. I've ordered, it's like a sheer curtain and I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Okay, I got to add a name into the basket. I got to switch baskets because my comfy nest basket is on top. I'm going to switch to these papers too. They're so much easier than these little red tags that I was using. So I'm going to write a name down. It's going to come from the comments. So when you come on, make sure that you say hello. If you're willing to do this, go for it. When we hit 50 viewers, I'll go ahead and add another name into the basket. So Madeline Hill, your name is going into the basket. So I scrolled through and the comment, I can see that on a bathroom wall. That's the comment, Madeline, that won you a chance to win some happy mail from the Comfy Nest. And Madeline, because we're on the Chalk Couture with the Comfy Nest page, it will be Chalk Couture goodies that you'll get. Today is the 2nd, right? I write down the date. All right, I'm fuzzing. I need to know what colors you guys think. What colors should we do? It's like a mustardy yellow. I'm gonna fuzz these a bunch of times because I don't want them to stick too strongly. Whoa, look at how stuck that is to the paint. I painted and I have not done anything to it. There's no top coat on it. It's just a coat of paint. And I'm gonna fuzz right on top of it. I curled a corner down by accident. Look at it, really, when they're brand new, they really, really stick to themselves. This is why it's important to fuzz. You're protecting your transfer from getting stretched out when you're using it. Okay, let's see. Oh, Connie likes the birch one. Yes, that birch, or that, it's like wood grain that, transfers like wood grain. So what color do you guys think I should be doing this? I was thinking something fairly neutral. Oh, Tracy says copper or silver. I was thinking something fairly neutral so that, again, the focus could be on the words that would be in the middle. And I have these two transfers. So the color that I choose for all of them is going to be the same. I'm not going to switch back and forth between the two because I think it will be too busy. Hi, Ellen. We're trying to decide what color. I'm going to do every other petal, one with little polka dots and one with this, every other petal. And we're trying to decide, the yellow is staying, what color to chalk these. Should I do, I was thinking, I have this pulled out, white, and I have gold pulled out, gold shimmer. But of course I have coffee, I have grayish, like I'm trying to think of very neutral colors. Let me grab a few. I have to step around the stuff that I threw on the floor. I don't want black, I think it'll be too dark. And I want it, because I want it to kind of be subtle. And I was thinking the words would be brown, because the mustard yellow with the brown. But then I have these colors, which would make it very subtle. I think the gray is out, it's too cool. We need one of the warmer colors. So this one is iced coffee and this one is almond. That's kind of what I had in mind. But gold shimmer might be nice. What did Tracy say? Bronze or what? Silver, did she say? Copper. Oh, copper. Let's look. The copper is really orangey. Like, and you know, if you have copper, I have to grab it. If you have copper ink, it's a very different color than the copper, what's it called? Paste. Here's the copper paste. It's almost like carrot orange. Ooh, Melissa says gold. There's the copper paste. Or, yes, paste, excuse me. The metallics keep their form so well. They're just so easy to use. Let's see what folks are saying. Susan says chocolate. I'm going to use the brown for the words. So I want the leaves, the petal. I keep saying leaves. I want them to be more subtle because if we end up going with a big design, the words that go over the petals needs to be the dominant thing that you see. Ellen's voting for iced coffee. That would be this one. Jennifer's voting for gold. Cheryl says not copper. I feel like the copper's too dark. The colors are beautiful together, but for this, too dark. Maybe that would work for the words. Let's keep that with the brown because I think you're right. Gold shimmer. Almond, that's the, someone said cream, I believe that, so Gail, that would be the almond color. Golden iced coffee. Iced coffee, gold, gold, gold. I'm seeing a lot of coffee and gold. That's these two. I feel like still the gold is too dark, but I think that would be really good for the words. The thing is too, you guys, because this is a painted surface, it's going to be a one-time. If it was on a chalkboard, I'd be tempted to go ahead and, or if it was on a non-porous surface because the paste is erasable, I would be tempted to put it on there and see what it looks like. And if I didn't like it, take it off. But I can't do that with this. Silver's not the right color either. It's too cool. Iced coffee and cream. Gail says, iced coffee, definitely. She is so sure. Fran says iced coffee. There's a lot of votes for iced coffee. That's that one. This one's too dark for this. Maybe for the words. We'll save that for later. For we're down to these two. This becomes then too bright. That is almond. We're down to iced coffee. Iced coffee it is. Okay, I am going to try to just use the polka dot one a few times before I have to clean it. Thankfully, these stencils, transfers, excuse me, are small enough that I can't do two things at once, that's for sure. They're small enough that I could clean them right here with a water bottle if I need to, which I might need to do because there's a lot of flower petals there. So I'm going to try to quickly do this part, which is the fuzzing, because they're both brand new. So I'm just doing it over and over again. You can use your apron, you could use your jeans, you could use a cotton shirt to fuzz. You don't need to have a special cloth. You can just use a towel, a clean towel. Just don't use anything really, really fluffy, like a fleece blanket or like wool, because you'll get probably too much stuff on there. Okay, I'm going to start in with the polka dots. It's more subtle and it's going to give us a good idea of what we're looking at. Because the polka dots are more subtle, I'm going to do the polka dots on the bigger petals. So you have big ones, and then this one's cut out because it's in between two. So that one's like in the background. I'm going to put the bigger pattern here and the smaller pattern on the bigger petals, so that again, I'm trying to make it really subtle. So here's the challenge. Number one, seeing where one lines up and the other one doesn't. And then number two, not chalking on the one that you don't want to chalk on. So this is the one I'm going for. I'm going to use painter's tape painstakingly. This is going to do two things for me. It's going to tell me my start-stop position because I'm going to be able to see the painter's tape better. And it's going to protect that other flower petal from being chalked on. So I'm going to use two big ones. There's one tiny little section that's peeping out there, and that doesn't even bother me if it got a little stuff on it, but you could tear just a little small piece to protect that. Okay, I still, the challenge here is they're all curves. They're curves, and painter's tape is not curved. So I'm going to go ahead and put, it is easier if you just do little sections then, right? Because you can then move it around. I suppose you could cut your tape to the shape that you need it to be, but I'm not that fussy. Just ain't nobody got time for that. Mama just wants to chalk. All right, there we go. So now I know where I shouldn't chalk, and I should be able to see that through. Yep, I can see that through. So I know where I need to chalk. Now, the one thing is, I'm going to try to use just as close to the edge as I can here, so that if I can get 2 out of this before I have to clean it or more, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to be a little lazy about it and try to get as much use out of one transfer as I possibly can. Okay, here's our iced coffee. Let's hope it's in good shape. The colors need to be mixed. Hasn't been used. It's still nice and wet. Colors need to be mixed. That's all. We have a little separation of color there. So I'll grab a little stir stick and give it a good turn. Let me check comments while I'm doing that. Connie says, yay, coffee and almond, Ellen. We're gonna do all one color for the flower petals, and then I'll do a different color for the words that are gonna go in the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna use all iced coffee on this part. I'm just sticking the stirring stick over to the side just in case I need it again later, and I'm gonna use the smallest squeegee, and we're just gonna start chalking this part of it. And it's best probably to be as neat as possible, because I'm going to try, like I said, to use this multiple times before I have to clean it. That way, you know, it's just less work. That little video that I did, you guys, that Be Bold bunny, the Be Bold, Be Brave, Be Brilliant bunny, say that fast. It took me an hour and a half to do that one because I cleaned the transfer I had 6 elements and I cleaned the transfer between each. It is incredibly subtle. Okay, wait. You can hardly see it, you guys. Wait a minute. I gotta put this down. Let me stick it somewhere so I can hold this up. Can you see it? Give me a thumbs up if you can even see it. It is so subtle, you guys. Is it too subtle? You tell me. Like, you can hardly see it. But maybe that's good, because then I could do the big thing in here and it won't get lost. Like it or not like it? You tell me. Sad faces if you don't like it. Hearts if you do. Too subtle, Melissa says. The reason I'm pushing you for an answer is right now it's wet and I probably could erase this really quickly if I wanted to. Ah! I'm going to do it. I'm going to erase it really quickly before I do anything else, because it's still wet. Once it dries, it's going to be harder to erase. I told you this is a one-time use. It is. I painted on this. You guys, I'm a daredevil when it comes to this stuff. I'm like, meh, if I mess it up, I'll just paint over it again. So some of my paint is probably coming up, but not that enough. And that dang color, it's so subtle that if I leave a little paste streaked on there, you wouldn't even be able to tell. It almost, like, when I hold the pot of that paste color up to this petal, it looks totally different, doesn't it? It looks different to me. It looks a lot lighter. But you saw on there, I can't really see it. Iced coffee, you lose. You couldn't see it until you had it up to the camera, right, Heather? So I wanted really subtle. Melissa says too subtle. Cheryl says go darker. Yeah, it's too subtle. Too subtle. Connie says it's good. Melissa says you're so fast. Use the coffee color. That is the coffee color, Carla. I think it's too subtle. Too subtle, but I do think copper's too bright. Let's try gold. Ah! Let's try gold. I got my dirty transfer over here. Here's the thing. If I clean it out well enough, I should be able to use that section again. If most of I have a little bit of blob right there of paste, those little dots are clogged, meaning the silk screen is clogged. So if I push gold paste through there, it's not going to go through because it's clogged right now. The rest of it, I generally scrape really well so that most of my little silk screen dots are not clogged and I can use it again. If they do get clogged, you won't be able to use it again because there's something in the way, right? That's basically what happened. Is I have iced coffee paste inside the silk screen. So to be able to use this again, you either need to clean it, which I'm doing, or you could just make sure if you want to use something multiple times, that you're scraping most of the paste off and putting it back in your pot before you use it again, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and clean it because I'm already there. There's not a lot of paste, to be honest with you. Might as well, since I already started. All right, we're gonna go with gold. Oh my goodness, let's see if the gold shows up. Gold is really easy to work with. I should say the shimmers are really easy to work with. If you have any experience with tape, well, even if you don't, pastes can get dry. The regular paste colors, the basics I call them, can get dry on you. A little smudge of something there. But the shimmers never get dry. I don't know why that is. I'm gonna put this under here so that it's not scraping up against the, I gotta dry it a little bit. All right, good enough. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna go with gold. It's gonna be less subtle, right? This color, I hope it's not too dark. I think also, you guys, design-wise, because the dots are so tiny, I think that's part of the reason it was so subtle. I'm not gonna use this one, so I'm gonna take my stir stick, get most of it off, and I just put it in a little bucket of water so that it stays wet and it's easy to clean when I'm done. Okay, same thing with this. I have a few of those on hand, so I don't need that one. I just put the gold lid. Yep, I put the gold lid on the iced coffee. I do it all the time, you guys. I'm always putting the wrong lid on the wrong paste. Oh, don't do as I do. Do what I tell you to do, which is don't put your lids on the wrong paste. I'm kind of a hot mess when I craft. All right, we're just gonna try to quickly, and I try as hard as I can to pull off as much of that paste as possible so that I don't have to clean this every time I use it. These little dots are just tiny. They're just little tiny little dots. I put away too much paste because now I don't have enough. Oh, come on, Grace. There. All right, scrape it all off if you can. Put it back in. This is gold. Oh, much better. Much better, you can see that now. That's cute though. It's very subtle, it looks very natural. I'm gonna see if I can just use this again without having to clean it. I'm gonna stick it over here for a minute. I gotta move all my painter's tape, you guys. For goodness sake. If I can just pick it up as one big thing, then I'll be able to move it over to the next flower. I'm gonna do all of the big flowers first. I layered my tape so that I could pick it up in one fell swoop. This one, it's not so much layered because they're all tiny little pieces, but I'm gonna try to pick it up all as one unit. Nope, that one didn't come with it. I'm gonna redo this one so that next time I can just pick it up all as one. Once you have it shaped to the right shape, you won't have to redo this every single time. You can reuse your painter's tape too. Just make sure that you're layering them well enough so that you can pick it up all as one thing rather than having to do a bunch of different little pieces picked up and put down again. All right, here we go. If this will go pretty quickly if I can keep using the same transfer over and over again. It's still a little wet. Danger zone! Don't use wet transfers on a design project. I have a little bit of clogging right there, so I don't know if the tip is going to come out. It's going to be an experiment. I'm going to use my scraper so I don't get my fingers all full of gook. I'm going to use my scraper to push down. And actually I can move some of that paste off of there too. That worked. All right, let's see. See if this works. I'll be your guinea pig, you guys. So you can learn from me of whether or not, well, I wonder if you could do that. I don't know. I'll try it for you live. We'll learn together. We'll find out together whether you can use the same one over and over again without having to wash it in between. I think eventually it's going to get mucked up enough that you're going to have to wash it. But the goal is to try to use it a couple of times before you have to. Oh, that worked great. It's kind of like what I tell my kids with their jeans. I'm like, please, I don't have to wash them every single time you wear them. They wear them for 3 hours to go for a bike ride and come back home, or, you know, whatever. They change after workout. And I say, you can wear those jeans again tomorrow. Like, why are you making me wash them now? You've had them on for 3 hours. Or they'll wash them to church and then they throw it on the floor. I'm like, hang that back up. If it's not dirty, if you didn't get it dirty, wear it again. You can wear it tomorrow and then throw it in the wash. So the reason they do that is because they don't do the wash. I do the wash. If they were the ones washing, right, there'd probably be very few things to wash, especially boys. Boys are so dirty. All right, here we go. I think it's working where I can use it more than once. I have to be careful because the dots on the painter's tape is still a little bit wet. Thankfully, it's a small project, so we don't have to worry too much. I think I can get 3 uses. It's like, let's take bets. Let's take bets. It's like the baby bets. Is she going to have a boy or a girl? And when is that baby due? Let's take bets and see how many uses Grace can get out of this before she has to clean it. I'm having a hard time seeing the painter's tape now because it's so full of paste. The good thing though is there are holes all around. So even if I'm off one set, oh, I got a big bubble right there. We don't want bubbles. Even if I'm off a little bit, there's holes all around. So the painter's tape is protecting the stuff that shouldn't get paste on it. See how this formula, I love, I've started to say the metallics just stay in such good shape. They don't ever dry. Mine have never dried out. Truly, they have never dried out. Not like the pastes, the traditional basic colors do. Now, yes, scrape until you can see all those little holes. And when you pick this up, the paste should transfer onto the board and come out of your silk screen. That's why we call these transfers, not stencils. So try to scrape as much as you can off. I lost just a few holes, a few little dots right on the tip. But I'm all right with that. That doesn't bother me in the least. Okay, we got 3. Strangely enough, I just noticed we got 3 of those done. There's one whole one here. There's one whole one here. And then this one they had to like do a 3/4 cut. I just noticed that. It's the first time I'm noticing it. Ooh, I have gold paste on my fingers and now I'm getting it where it shouldn't be. I don't do that. All right. All righty, back to work. All right, I'm gonna check comments because you guys are fun to talk to. Let's see. Cheryl says, love it. Ellen tells me, deep breath. Can you mix 2 colors together on a palette paper and make it a light brown? Yes, you can, Susan. What about a burnt color? That would be the copper. I'm a little late, obviously, in responding to some of you guys, so I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try not to get it on my fingers again. Let me check comments. I had a daughter like that. Now she has a year-old daughter of her own. Ha ha ha, Tracy. Insert evil laugh. I love it. Well, she has a daughter of her own. She's probably doing laundry all the time. Toddlers and babies are messy, right? They get soiled and icky, and you know, when you feed them, they drool on themselves. But the babies are fun, and their clothes are so little. I tell you, I hated folding baby clothes. I don't know why I ever even endeavored to. They're just so little. So little. It's like so tedious to have to try to fold them. I don't miss that. Now I have stinky boys in place of it. My boys, their bedrooms. I'm like, oh gosh, you guys, keep the door open. Like, why are you closing the door? You're just trapping all of that in there. I could literally switch now. I got a little gold paint right there that shouldn't be. Gold paste erases right off. I'm not afraid. Like this wood is so dense. I wouldn't call it non-porous, but it's very dense. It's not like a palette wood, and it's painted over. So I started by saying you're not going to be able to erase it off of here. You can erase it off of here. I'm using so little paste. The issue more is that you don't want to like goof up your paint job, right? And if you're using a chalk paint especially, you probably can erase it right off with the paste. And then you'll muck up your paint job, which we don't want either. All right, I wonder if I'm going to be able to do all of these. It's going to be interesting to see. All right, gold, squeegee, here we go. This is very subtle. It's going to be so different when I start doing the other one, you guys. And it's making me wonder, like, I make decisions as I go. So maybe once I see this all done, I'll decide I don't want to use the other pattern. We'll see. Let's get this done and then we'll take a peek. I cannot tell what I've done and what I've not done because the stencil, the transfer, has so much paste in it. I don't know what's new and what's not. Okay, so that's one bad thing about using the same one over and over again. See, I can't see. I've missed a couple of spots. I cannot see what I've done and what I've not done. Or maybe they're clogged. Maybe those dots are finally clogged. They're clogged because now I'm not getting, those spots aren't getting done. Most of it got done. Let me hold it up. Most of it got done. So if you can live with a couple of places not having dots, and I can because that doesn't bother me in the least. But okay, so there's what's going to happen is you're going to find some places because it's clogged. Now, conundrum, I was going to do all the big ones with the dots. So this is like, and all the half ones with the other one. This one's an oddball. It's like a 3/4 one. So I should jump to this next whole one, right? So then it's, oops, got paste again. So then really it is, if I stuck to my theory, which was do every other one. So big, 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 big. Now this one's an oddball. What do I do with that one? Good thing you guys are here to help me. Let me finish by doing the other big one. We'll take one decision at a time. Look at, I keep smudging because I have paste on my thumb. So I'm sticking my fingers in my little bucket. I gotta get that paste off my thumb because it keeps getting on everything. I always have clean rags handy because I don't have a sink in my, wouldn't it be a dream to have a sink in your craft room? I don't. That, if I had my druthers, as they say, if I ever had a dream home, I don't know if you can hear it, those damn snow plows going by. I want to yell out the window, it's April! We're not supposed to be snow plowing. All right, if I had my druthers and if I had a dream home, I would have a big, like, craft area, shop as the men would call it, their shop. I would have a big craft room. It would have its own bathroom, its own sink, a coffee maker, a snack cabinet, or should I say a wine bar? Maybe I should have a coffee station and a wine bar, right? I could keep my snacks at the wine bar. I don't need real food. I just want snacks, wine, and coffee. And of course, water. And then what else would it have? It would have lots of cabinets for storage and lots of table space. Okay, I'm not even gonna try to use this again. That looks like an iron depression. Like you took a hot iron and you put it on there. I'm gonna go to the next section because it's really clean and it's not clogged. Oh, it's not quite wide enough, but it's gonna run into this section, so hopefully I can get the job done. It's gonna be really sticky because it's clean. This part's not so sticky anymore. And right here is where I have like a little sliver right here that I don't know. It's like 2 rows of dots. I don't know if those 2 rows will come through or not because it might be clogged too much. Let's get this one done and then we can look at the whole thing and say, what do I do with that one flower petal that's like a 3/4? What do I do with it? I don't know. Oh, it's a design conundrum. Design challenge, I guess is the other way to say it. All right, I don't want to forget over here. I don't remember if I did it or didn't I do it. It's probably clogged and not going to come through anyway. Let's see. See what we got. Well, it came through, but not perfectly. You can do right here. There's, okay. I need to decide what to do with this dang petal right there. The other design that we decided we were going to use was the house pattern. Now, where did I put that guy? Oh, it's right here. It's underneath the sunflower. It's still on the fuzzing cloth. Hold on, let me grab it. Because maybe that'll help us decide. I'm thinking we do that extra one with dots. Or maybe the smaller one between the 2 of them. There's full petals, there's half petals, and then there's darn 3/4 petal. This is a half petal. That's a 3/4. Would it be more subtle to do this 3/4? And then if I'm going to do this on the other petals, what do you guys think? Put a saying on it. Use it as a leaf maybe. Sounds like a she shed, Ellen, right? But I don't want it detached from the house. I want to still be in my house. Put a flower in the odd one. Take care, Trish. Look out, Grace. They're gonna be off petals. I know, Susan. I've discovered this. I'm gonna go with one or the other. I'm not gonna introduce something new because it's going to make it look even more like it's gonna stick out even more. So I'm gonna do one or the other. So, all right. So you have two choices. Really, in my mind, I have two choices. I can stick with all polka dots and don't introduce the new design, which is this one. Or I could do all the halves and get there and decide what I want to do. If you think I should stick with all dots, type in all dots. Yeah, I think the small polka dots too, Susan. I'm with you. Should I stick with all dots, or do you think that we should still do every other? I think we should do every other because I think it's going to add so much to have this really pretty detail on here. Now I can see where the polka dots are. Before I couldn't tell what was what. When I put the polka dots on top, because the polka dots were so little, I couldn't see where one petal began and the other one ended. On this one, I can see it. I can see them. To be super safe, to be uber safe, where did I put my... You can still... Oh, they're going the wrong way now. My little circle. Going the wrong way. I need them to go the other way, like, because we're going the other direction now, people. If I still wanted to use my tape, because they're going the other now, instead of being round outward, they're round inward. The bottom's still the same, but my sides have to be adjusted. So I can still use the same tape. I'm gonna have to do all new tape. All right, I'm going to look up here in a minute and see what you guys are voting for. Should I do all polka dots everywhere, or should I still do every other with the house pattern? Need my gum anymore, that's for sure. All right, what votes do you got for me? All small dots, Karen says. Just point that different design in the middle. Do other and then decide, Ellen says. Looks good. Or all dots. All dots. Donna says leave it. I'm not sure what leave it, what you mean. All right. I'm gonna be a daredevil. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put this one on with the gold so we can see it and decide. And if we don't like it before it dries, I'm going to take it off. Because I'm a daredevil. That's how I roll. I'm an extremely, and I'm not even going to do the whole thing. Well, yes, I am. I'm an extremely visual person. I almost can't decide until I see what my options are. And that drove my husband crazy. I think he just understood that about me when we were doing our house over and like trying to decide on tiles and paint colors. I wanted to do a little swatch of the wall with the paint color. And he's like, Grace, can't you just envision it? No, I can't. Oh, I love it. I love it, girls. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I love it. You guys, we got to do it. We're going to do every other. Decision has been made. We're going to do every other. Seriously, I want to hear what you would do. I'm going to do every other house. And then when we get down to these last two ones, we'll figure out what the heck to do with them. Oh my gosh, is that pretty? This is a really pretty pattern, you guys. I love patterns. Can I just say, I could have a bumper sticker that says, I love patterns, and I do. They bring joy to life. Patterns bring joy because you can do so much with them. Pretty little patterns. Okay. These ones are the little guys. Oh, I've got a little too much tape here. Oh, work with me. Work with me, painter's tape. Do your job. There we go. And I have one extra piece right there that I don't need. All right, this is extra, don't need it. I want to know what you guys think of that. Fran says love it, Donna says love it, Donna says looks amazing. There's, see, ooh, Ellen says, ooh, I like it too, Ellen. All right, oh no, we don't need polka dots, we need the house pattern. This is one of the houses from the house pattern. It is a really pretty pattern that it's small, so it would be easier if you plan on using it on like tags, ornaments, small things. Even though this is called the house pattern set and it's for the white little houses, you can see that you can use these patterns for other things. It doesn't have to just be for the houses. You can, it's just like the pumpkin ones. The pumpkin patterns, some of them were really awesome and some of them were big enough that you could pull that pumpkin pattern out and use it on something else, even though the shape you're doing it on isn't a pumpkin. So it's just a matter of like thinking outside the box with using all of your supplies differently. I'm trying to scrape off as much as possible so I can use this as many times as possible. It makes me think of a stained glass window a little bit. I'm trying to scrape off as much as possible. That leaves the, let me get a backing sheet to show you. It leaves the silk screen clear of gold shimmer paste, okay? So you can see, where you can see the white, the silk screen is cleared of paste. Right here in this spot right here, we still have paste inside the silk screen. So if I try to use it again, it's very likely that in those places, excuse me, that in those places, the paste may not transfer through. So that's just a tip. If you're trying to reuse the same transfer over and over again, like I'm doing, that's what you want to be watching for, is how clear is my silk screen? Am I going to get another use out of it? I push the limits because I'm lazy. I don't want to have to keep cleaning it. Not lazy. I try to be efficient. I shouldn't say it like it's a negative thing. I try to be efficient. When I did, this is the little one that I was talking to you about. When I did this one, I used the bunny 3 times in a row, and I used the Be Bold, Be Brave. They're stacked phrases, and they were all different colors. So I absolutely had to wash it in between. I couldn't use it on teal and then go to yellow and use it on yellow because I'd get some teal in with the yellow, right? I had to wash it every time. That's why it took me an hour and a half to make that video, because between each one I had to wash it and dry it completely. So when I say I'm lazy, it's not about lazy, it's about trying to be efficient. I'm trying to get as much use out of this stencil before I have to wash it, because it makes the project faster. You got all the time in the world, then take all the time in the world. But if you want to try to make it go faster, this tip of getting as much of, and you want to get as much of the paste off anyway. I normally do that anyway because, again, being efficient, when you get most of it out of your transfer anyway, most of the paste, it makes the cleanup a lot easier. You don't have as much paste to wash out of it, number one. And then number two, all that extra paste that you took off, you put it back in your pot so you could use it again. Whoa. If you don't do that, you're just washing it down the drain. So I see people chalk and they go like this and then they take off their transfer. Well, what you're doing is you're throwing all of that paste down in the garbage, down the drain. When I work too, she works hard for money. I work too hard for my money, people. I don't want it going down the drain. I want it to last me as long as possible. You like my little serenade? I can't sing worth of beans. I can't. I wish I could. I got no musical abilities whatsoever. Uh-oh, see, now it's getting scratchy on me because it's getting full. I might have to clean it before I do. Oh, well, we have to decide now. Oh, no, I have to do at least one more. But you can see up here it's a little scratchy. It's still plenty fine. I'm really good with that. But this is what you're watching for if you're going to be using it over and over again. I'm going to move my tape. My tape is wet with gold paste, so I'm not going to push it down yet. I'm just going to put it in place. I forgot to put, oh no, I didn't. I had it there. I somehow got gold paste in the middle, so I'm going to wipe that up. All right, guys, we're getting close to the end to make a decision here, but I think I need to clean this really quick, or I'm going to have even lighter paste action toward the end. We're almost done with this though. It's like I've been doing fussy projects lately where there's a lot, it's not, you know, Chalk Couture. You can take a board, you can put a phrase on it, you can paste it real quick, rip it off, you're done within 5 minutes. Yeah, you can. You can. And that's the glory of it. That's what a lot of us love about it. But I just love crafting and I love creating. And so this fussy process of doing a little bit at a time, I like it. Otherwise I wouldn't do it, right? So those of you who are impatient with this process, and I know you got to be out there because I just know we're all so different, right? Those of you who are like, man, alive, I would never go through all that. That's completely understandable. So understandable. And Chalk Couture meets your needs too, because you could pick one color, one design, and you can have this whole thing done in 5 minutes, right? But if you want to mix and match colors and designs and make it super like detailed or whatever, you can do that with Chalk Couture too. And that's what I'm doing today. So I understand those of you who are out there that say, oh, good gravy, Grace, just get on with it. But my craft time is my me time. I used to be a runner. That's how that was like how I kind of got out my frustrations, and it was like my therapy. It's when I would think and I would process and I would pray and I would just figure life out when I was running. And now that I'm not running anymore, I tend to do that stuff while I'm crafting. So that's my story. Okay, gold shimmer. It's still in here. It's not in the silk screen. I'm going to put this behind it so you can see. Gold shimmer is not in the silk screen. It's all clear now, but it has stained a little bit the outside parts of the silk screen, and that's totally fine. It's not gonna change the use of it. I see one little part. This little piece right here still has some paste in it, the silk screen. I'm gonna use my little blaster and I'm gonna blast it out of there. I think it just dried in there, and so running water is always easier. If you can take your transfers to running water and run water through them, not hot, never use hot, but if you can run like a tepid, like room temperature or just slightly warm water through it, that's a really good way to clean them, and it's a lot more thorough. And use your board erasers. The board erasers are brilliant for getting even the stains off there. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Let me use the board eraser on half of this. These stinking little things that cost like a couple of dollars. Look at the difference. How much more of that shimmer I got off on this side that I used the board eraser than this side that I just used the cloth and water on. So it is definitely more thorough. There's no doubt about it. And they're not expensive. They keep selling out though, that's the problem. They keep selling out. All right, this is good enough. Good enough. So we have to just decide. I got this one left to do right here. And then we got to decide on these two. I'm thinking I'm just going to do the littler one polka dot and the bigger one with the other design. My transfer is still too wet, so I'm going to take a cool iron. You could just shake it in the air, like just keep shaking it back and forth. I need this side especially to be dry so it sticks well. If it doesn't stick well, you're going to have some bleed through and then you're going to cry. Just being dramatic. You're not going to cry. Please don't cry. Don't cry over crafts. It's not good. They're supposed to be fun. All right, here we go. Here we go. I have a dream. I do. I have a dream of a craft retreat. I used to go to scrapbooking retreats and quilting retreats, of which some of my friends still go. And they quilt or they scrapbook all weekend. And we used to go and we sleep in bunk beds. It's so fun. You're like, here you are, grown women, mothers, sleeping in bunk beds. Oh gosh, did we have fun and giggle and play jokes on each other, and we snacked and all the good things. It's so good for the soul to be able to do that stuff with women that you love, women that you're just getting to know, women that you're meeting for the first time. So I dream of coordinating one, you guys. I dream of it. Maybe someday when it's not just me here at the Comfy Nest, when I have some help. Okay, we have to decide what to do. You see it, it's in its entirety. I'm thinking little one polka dot, big one is going to be this guy. So we have to do something with them. And I don't like the idea of doing something completely different because I think that would, I think that would show up even more. I got to think here because so far I've been using the house. Whoops, wrong way. So far I've been using the house pattern on all the small ones. Now I'm going to use the house pattern on the big one. And I think I'm going to do the dots on the little one with the thought that the dots are more subtle. And so they'll blend more together. Like a little extra one with dots is going to blend more. That's my thinking, but you tell me. Tell me if you agree. And you know what the thing is, you guys, this little sunflower, it comes in all different sizes. I can tell you how, if you want to know, they go from the biggest point, like this, the farthest way stretched through all the way to the end. So that's 12 inches. It's about 18 inches, 18-inch sunflower. Build-A-Cross sells them in many sizes. So you could get little ones of this. In fact, I wonder if I have a little one for my home door hanger. So if you decide to try to tackle this project and if you want to go to Build-A-Cross, if you use my code, the Comfy Nest 30, I believe it is, you'll get 30% off your order. Then you can make one of your own and you can decide what colors and if you do that, I would love to see it. I would love to see it because I find it so interesting to see one board that is the same for everybody, but then you turn around and look at them and they all look so different because of the different choices we made. Use different patterns, use different colors. We painted it different. Like I painted yellow on the base. Uh-oh. Did I forget over here? Hold on. Hold up. No, I did. I wondered, did I forget my tape? Because we all make different choices about like determining what we should and shouldn't do for designing it, they all look so different. And I love that. I love it. I love it. It's like looking at people's kitchens. We all have a kitchen. They all have a stove. They all have a refrigerator. All have a sink. But every one of them is different. And they show our own styles because they're all so different. We've made different choices. All right. So now we're down to the last little one. And I'm thinking polka dot, you guys. Because it's more subtle, it's just going to blend in more. That's my thought there. So I got all this paper stuck, or all these tapes stuck on my fingers. Let me look. Just had my dog out. It's looking good. Oh, good. I'm glad you think so. Have to. We'll watch the rest on replay. Bye, Debbie. See you later. Oh, Cheryl, wouldn't it be so fun? This is a great project. Loving it so far. Susan, I'm glad. Chalk Couture is so versatile and forgiving. It really is. Melissa, it is. It's so fun. I need to make sure this is dry, and it's not, before I put anything, tape on it. So I want all this tape off my fingers. I have it all over me. Tape on every finger. I ain't messing around. Just try it already. I want to see the words in the middle. It's just a cool blast of air. I'm not using any heat on that. All right, let's take this last little stinker off. And we're going to do dots on this guy. And then we just need to decide what to put in the middle. And you guys, I was thinking about this before I came on. You can give me your feedback. Tell me what you think about this. I watch crafters all the time. I do. I watch other Chalk Couture designers. I love learning from other people. I'm always inspired by their choices and their interpretations of things. Sometimes they'll use something and I think, oh my gosh, I would never have thought to do that. And I love that because it gets your mind thinking in different ways, which I think is so healthy. And fun. So when I come live, I normally, well, two things. I either, like today, I knew I wanted to do something with the sunflower and I knew I wanted to do patterns. That's completely dry now. But I didn't know exactly what. So I love asking you and getting your input. I love it. It's like sitting down with your girlfriends and crafting. And even though we're not with each other, and even though I haven't met most of you in person, I still feel like we get girl time and chat time and we get to help each other out, right? But I do watch some crafters, some designers, who when they sit down to do their live demos, they just do it. Like they're not taught, they've got it all decided beforehand down to the bow and the embellishment. And so you don't get to hear the reasoning of what color they chose and all that stuff. And for me, I still like watching them, but I sometimes just want to ask them some questions like, oh, why did you do that instead of that? But I think they demo for the sake of demoing, and it's obviously a lot faster. So maybe that's what's on their mind, is to make it go faster. But I like talking through it with you guys so you can hear not only like my rationale, but all of the tips. Like if you want to try to use this more than once without having to clean it in between. I think all those tips are really helpful to help you guys use your stuff the way you want to use it and to use it more efficiently. Okay, so far, that's what we got. Okay, so the double dot, is it messing with your mind? I don't think I would even notice it unless someone pointed it out. I think it's okay. You tell me. You see, notice my paint job is not perfect. You can see, I'm so sick of this darn sunflower. I painted it 3 times. You can still see in there, and I'm okay with that because I'm going to chalk right over it. So the yellow doesn't need to be perfect because it's got chalk paste all over it, and it makes me feel like it's more natural looking, like a flower would be in nature. Flower, you know, I guess some of them do look perfect, but most of them have some little flaw. Okay, you are the person I like the best. Oh, Melissa, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you said the dots are okay. Yes, I got a big yes from Donna with a heart. Thank you. And it's more about just helping you guys so that when you go to your projects, you have a thought process that, like, maybe you'll remember something that I did that'll help you in your process. Because I'm telling you, I came to this project not knowing exactly even which pattern to use. So I appreciate your help. And then I hope that when you guys sit down to do your own projects, you have like a remembrance, like, oh, I remember when she did that and that worked out pretty good. And then you can pull that little tool out of your tool belt and use it. Okay, so we got to talk about this center. we need to make a decision. So we have this phrase, which I love, but I feel like it's just too big. I'm going to put this down. Thank you. She says she loves the bunnies. I'm loving the bunnies, you guys. I'm all about the bunnies right now. And I feel like summer, I'm going to be all about the bees. I need to find more bees. But thank you for that comment. Love the bunnies. All right. Love the bunnies in the background. Oh, good, Fran. That's good feedback to have. She says, I love that you asked for our opinion. Me too, because it's like, seriously, it's like talking to your girlfriends. Like, what would you do? What would you do? I would not go get your hair cut, Kathy. I'm talking to my sister. I think this is too big, but you tell me. Meaning it's going to take up too much of the flower, but I'm not certain on that. So you guys tell me what you think. I love the font on this one. I love it. It's a little scratchy. And I love that it's nice and chunky. So if I wanted to use it on here, I think it'll show up beautifully. It's not that I don't think it'll show. You would not be able to do something, a font that's really skinny like this, on top of a busy pattern. You'd have to be very careful about the colors you chose because it might not show up really well. This font is bold and chunky and it'll show up. So we have this option. The other one I was thinking that would look really cute on here. Whoa, there goes my gold paste. Don't worry, it's got the lid on it. How about Happiness Blooms from Within right in the middle? Only in the middle, not. I could fit that right in the center there. Is that too small? I'm going to go through here and see if there are any other little phrases that... You've got this? No. Eat sweets and be spooky. This is my holiday one. That was the one that has a lot of the seasonals. Oh, I have So Blessed. That's little. It's probably too... Summer is My Happy Place. That's a really skinny font, though. a really skinny font. But it would fit perfectly in the middle there. And actually, maybe because it would go over a little bit into the flower petals. But maybe that one would work. Bless This Mess isn't appropriate. That one's too squirrely. Wouldn't be able to see it. Be bold, be brave, be brilliant. I've already used that one, so. Hello. Hello. I hear that Lionel Richie song. Is it me you're looking for? I belt out and sing these things to my kids. And they're like, Mom, please stop singing. All right, we got options. We got hello. We got happiness blooms from within. Now that I see the hello on here, because that's a nice big bold font too. I feel like this one's too little. Although I love the phrase is completely appropriate. I feel like it's too little. Hello. Summer is my happy place, or do we go big and bold? Do what is right, not what is easy. Give me your votes. I wish we had those little clickers that they use in conference rooms where everybody clicks their vote in and then they come up on the screen and everybody can see them. Okay, Tracy says hello. Ellen says summer. Donna likes the hello. There are two Donnas, so I got to make sure I got both of them. Deborah says hello. Donna Nori says hello. Tracy says hello. Ellen says summer. Donna Jones says hello. Let's see. See, Donna said this one's too big. It is too big, right? I think so too. It's going to take away from the sunflower. I think you could make it work if you really loved it. But I'm kind of with you guys. So hello. It seems like hello is going to win. Okay. I love these little questions. Color, girls. Tell me the color. Talk to me about color. Should we go black so it's really bold? Should I use brown? Because that would be really dark. Let me get these other transfers thrown out of here. I don't like that. Then it means too much fall to me with gold, the coppery color. How about white? How about plain white would show up? That would be, I'm looking for big contrast, something that's really going to show up. White, brown. The almond isn't right. Silver's not right. Grayish is not right. I'm looking over at my other colors. Black is the only other one that I could think of. So brown, white, or black, I got it narrowed down to. Brown, 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 brown. Oh my gosh, bright pink. Donna, I love it. Hold on, Donna. Hold your horses, because you know I'm a fan of the bright pink. This is raspberry sorbet. Meet my friend, raspberry sorbet. I love this color. Donna says raspberry sorbet. I love that you're so bold. All right, I'm seeing a lot of brown. Brown, 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 brown. Brown is a warm color, like the rest. Brown, brown, brown. I don't even have to say names. You guys, seriously, I didn't even know there were that many of you here. But I'm just seeing all these comments. Brown, brown, brown. Donna's the one who suggested bright pink, and then when I pulled it out, she said, perfect! Right? So you could do any of them, right? You could do any of them. Bright pink would really scream summer to me. That color on here would scream summer to me. I'll tell you, you're all giving me the idea of brown. Everybody thinks brown. I would not choose brown personally because it's just too blah. Like it just matches too much. Now I don't want you to feel sad about that. Please don't feel sad. I don't agree with the brown. Only brown it's safe and it matches and it would be really neutral. Like it would work in anybody's home decor. So seriously, brown, if you were selling finished goods, brown would be the really safe way to go. I don't like it because I like huge contrast. I love bold contrasts. So Donna, when you said pink, I was like, yes! Pink, purple, or blue, Melissa says. Please don't feel bad. Almost everybody said brown. And I agree, brown would look lovely. It really would match. It really, really would match. But I like brighter color because of summer coming. Brown on your fall porch with your pumpkins. Yes, 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 yes. Summer and spring, I'm kind of with the bright colors. Orange, question mark? Use all three and do a hot mess, Carol says. Ooh, I like the way you guys are thinking. Let me grab an orange. I'm going to grab the brightest orange I have. I'm also going to grab the brightest yellow I have. Orange to me, I feel like it matches too much. It's not enough contrast. This bright yellow clashes. That's not going to work. This is buttermilk? Daffodil. This is daffodil. Nope, not bright enough. I'm down to these two. Boopy-doo. Melissa said blue. Let me grab my boldest blue. I'm sorry, Melissa. I can because I'm so visual. I know when I see it, either it's going to work or it's not, and then I like narrow it down. This is how my mind works, and I hope this helps you. I have to absolutely see it. So I just get to the point where, okay, I've got all that done. Now I got to decide on color, and I start eliminating based on what I like. Now, like I said, the brown is beautiful and safe. The brown is like your favorite black dress. It's going to work no matter what. It's going to work for summer. It is going to work for fall. But I do want this to be more summery because we're spring and summer upon us. So I am leaning toward the white or the pink. Pink, as bold as it is, I'm not sure that I like that pink with this yellow. The decisions. But really, the white would look just like that because of, the white background on the backer is showing us exactly what the white would look like. And that might be too blah. Raspberry sorbet. I'm thinking that too. I'm going with the raspberry sorbet. If going color, raspberry sorbet. Lime green. I love these ideas, you guys. And if you don't mind it and you're willing to sit through it, I love pulling them out because I have a lot of the colors. I don't have every single color, but here's Spring Zing. This is one of the new and Vogue colors. Oops, don't roll away on me there. I think I still like the raspberry better. What do you guys think? Donna says, be bold. Do the amber and pink and white, Fran says. I'm the same way, you know. You know when you like it, right, Melissa? I'm thinking raspberry sorbet, you guys. And I love ombre and I love it. It's sometimes you can say, okay, if I can't decide between two colors, I'll just go with both of them and blend them. But the only reason I don't like it on this project is because I already have so much going on with all those patterns. So I think we need to pick one. I'm making a decision to go with the pink. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so positioning of the doubles, the ones that are double, low battery mode. Hold on, folks, before I lose you. Oh gosh, wouldn't that be terrible if I lost you right now? You've sat through this whole project. Then you'd be like, no, I want to see. I'm going to put these two down into the left so that your eye isn't like, if I put it like right, like at 12, 3, 6 or 9, I feel like you're going to be like, whoa, what happened there? I'm going to put the word hello a little wonky. So for me, this is the top. I actually should think about hangers. Like, how am I going to hang this? Because I'll put jute behind it. So I should go here because I could use these 2 points would be evenly positioned for me to put a piece of jute rope. I'll staple it to the back and then I can have a hanger right there. So think through all those things, girls, before you start stapling things in. And I do want, because I like things wonky, I don't want it straight on. I never do. That's just not my style. I want it kind of positioned so that it's a little bit down to the left, if that makes sense. All right, pink paste, do your job. Needs to be mixed. I had a feeling I was going to have to do something here. Oh, you guys, I'm like working out here. I need a drink of water. I've just been, I'm digging out. This is my workout. Have you guys seen that little transfer that says chalking is my cardio? That be the truth. That's the truth for me now. All right, chalking is my cardio. We're going bold and we're going pink. Which Donna was it? Was it Donna Jones? I think it was Donna Jones that suggested it. Or was it Donna Norreed? I love both of you girls. But I think it was Donna Jones that might have suggested it. And I love that you're bold. I stick these dirty little things right in my bucket of water. At the end of the day, I take that to my sink and I clean it all. It just makes it so much easier to clean them. Okay, I'm gonna be going over, wait a minute, I'm not centered. I'm gonna be going over a couple of lines. This is how I knew I wasn't centered, because of the lines. So these cut lines that are right down the middle of the flower, I need to position it well on the O and on the H to make sure that it's in the middle. Those places when you're chalking a lot of paste and you have those ridges, those little valleys in there, make sure that you push really strongly around them so that you don't get bleed through. And also, don't start your paste with a big gob of paste on here. Don't start it on one of those ridges. Naturally, I would load this up and I'd want to start here and go across. I'm not going to start there because there's a little cut line right there. Come on, pink paste. There's a little cut line right there, and I don't want paste to go in there and ooze underneath the transfer. So I'm going to go over that when I have less paste on my squeegee. I'm going to start in the middle because that's all solidly in place. And I may have to load up again, but I want to make sure I don't have a ton of paste on my, see, here's a line right there. The O or the L is partially on the middle and partially on the other side. And I don't want to have a ton of paste when I approach that. I want to be running out so that you don't get bleed through. And hopefully I did that well. Oh my gosh, this is so close to the end here. Ah, where's my painter's tape? You stinker. I didn't bring it out and I don't have time to muck with painter's tape. Boy, that got close to the end. All right, we need a lot of paste. If I don't move quickly with basic color paste, this is not true of the shimmers, but basic color paste, if you move too slowly, it's gonna dry into the silk screen and it will be scratchy when you pull it up. Ooh, girls, we made a good decision here. Oh my word. All this work, it's been a long time. I don't even know how long I've been on. I am a little nervous to look at my watch because I know it's been a while. Thank you. And then thank you for all of you for continuing to watch. Please share it, especially if you're getting value from some of the stuff you're learning. Donna Nori, I said pink would make it pop. Yes! Look at how cute it is. You guys, and I almost feel like, oh goodness, I almost am tempted to put something little, like a little bumblebee or something on here. In pink though, I would do it in pink. Right? Isn't that so cute? These dots are still so subtle. It's not too busy. That was my worry, is that it was going to be a little bit too busy, and it's not. It's really sweet. You guys made good choices. Way to go, friends. Way to go, Chalk Chickadees. You did it. I'm loving it. I'm glad to see all those hearts and likes. It is really cute. Okay, so this is an 18-inch sunflower from, it's from Build Across. And I do have a coupon code that'll get you 30% off if you decide you want to try this. Either message me or try the Comfy Nest 30. I think that's what it is, the Comfy Nest 30. Or just the Comfy Nest. But oh my gosh, cuteness if you decide to get it. You guys were awesome helpers for this project. I'm so happy with the way it turned out, and I can see all the hearts, so I know that you guys love it too. You had as much to do with it as I did, helping me make decisions as we went. But you see how it is really good. I feel like it's really good to think it out loud with you guys, so that it not only helps me, but I hope it helps you too, so that the next time you sit down to do your crafting, you can remember some of our conversations and what all the Chalk Chickadees said, and we can be kind of helping each other even tomorrow and the next day as we learn more about how to do this and how to get the best use of out of all of our supplies. Yeah, wouldn't a bee be cute, Donna? If I could find a little bug, like a little bee. I just ordered, actually. There's the, what is it called? There's like the bumblebee collection. There's one of the collections is like the bumblebee collection. And one of the transfers, I think it's Home is Where Your Honey Is, has a little bee on it. And I wonder if, I love this bee. I love this bee. This one is the one that's, either it's retired or it's in Last Chance. that one. And I bought another one because I love it so much and I've used it so much that I wanted to have another one on hand. I think that's too big for this project, but the Home is Where Your Honey Is has a little bee, and I think that that one would fit. I would just put it somewhere randomly. Actually, maybe I would even put it on one of these two polka dot ones, just a little bee kind of over on the edge here. And I would do it in hot pink just to coordinate it all and just to be funky and bold, because I can be funky and bold here in my craft room. Becky said that would be awesome. There's one in the spring stencil set. I'll have to check that out, Cheryl, because we have so many to choose from. That's the thing. When you have so many transfers, don't forget to like page through them. And I say page because I use the books to store a lot of mine. And then the other ones that I have, I bought this rack from Amazon. It's in my Amazon store, actually. And then I bought the S hooks that they suggested for it, and that's how I hang them. And this does make it easy for me to flip through real quick. Like which one, what am I looking for and what do I want to use? It does kind of make it easy for that. So that's another way you can store them. But I do like the books, and don't forget to page through them. You saw, I forgot about the Modern Floral. I didn't even think of using that one, and I just used it the other day. So when you start to have a collection of them, think about the best way to store them. So given what space you have and what room you have, I do see some people put on their walls that, what are the boards that, what is it called? Pegboard. And then they hang hooks off of the pegboard in their room, like, or in their basement or wherever they have their craft supplies. And then they use hooks with the pegboard to hang their stuff. So that's another way to do it. All right, check in for last comments and then we should hang it up. It's probably, what time is it? I probably should go make some supper or something. Ellen says, I was afraid. I'm so glad you said that. That was really brave of you to say. She says, it's adorable. I was afraid. Oh, it disappeared. Afraid of the pink, but it looks great. Yes, it looks great. So these are the things I hope you remember, Ellen. So when you're doing your stuff, you can think, oh yeah, I wouldn't think to use pink, but that worked out pretty good. All right, you guys. Thanks for keeping me company, chickadees. Thanks for sharing and spreading love. If you're catching the replay, comment replay so I know that. And if you have any questions, if you don't get an answer from me in this video, in the comments, within 24 hours, then just private message me. It means that I didn't see it. Sometimes I see them, sometimes I get a notification, sometimes I don't. So you just comment. But if you don't get an answer within 24 hours, message me. Thanks for joining me. You guys have a beautiful, blessed. I'll be on live again today at 8 p.m. I'll be coming from the Essential Stencil page, doing a demo for them, and it's very much a spring bunny project. Eggs and bunnies. And it's going to be another door hanger, so come check it out tonight at 8. All right, you guys, take care. Thanks for the company. Bless you.